Wait, what the heck? Let's go over this. And it's not a nerf you guys would expect either. So let's take a look. Spider Axe just tweeted this. Garen change forgot on Tuesday. Selection radius increased from 75 to 125. Easier to click on. They are nerfing Garen by making him easier to click on. It's really fascinating too, because that's almost a, what, if I'm doing my percentage correctly, that's what, around a 60% increase. What is selection radius? So what this means is, if you want to click on Garen, there is a certain radius with every champion where that click registers on Garen. Now with this change, it will be that much easier, 60% easier, Kappa, to click on Garen. And this is a nerf for Garen, because in low elo, where a lot of people struggle on clicking, this means that ADCs now will be able to click on Garen easier. You know, like that low elo Prodigy Garen who's zooming around the map 700 ms phase rush will now be outplayed by the ADC, because the ADC can click on that moving object that much faster. This is interesting. I actually think this is better for the game. Like this, if Garen was to receive any nerf, this would be the best nerf that he could get, because this nerf affects only low elo players. In high elo, 99% of players probably know how to click on champions, right? If somebody wants to ult Garen with Auction Ultimate, Caitlyn Ultimate, unless there's severe blatant unit stacking, those ultimates are gonna go through. Whether it be an ADC auto attacking, a mage having a point and click ability, like Lissandra using ultimate, Caitlyn using ultimate, Auction using ultimate, high elo players know how to click, right? It's not just essential to an ADC, but it's also essential to a lot of different champions too, right? Low elo players, though, we struggle a lot with clicking on champions, on minions. Like this is the reason why Yorick is so OP in low elo, because people struggle clicking on the goals. It is that ridiculous. And like, you know, I'm not here to flood low elo players. You know, like League is a very, very overwhelming game with a lot to click on. You enter a candy shop and you're like, okay, what do I click on here? There's so much to click on. What am I supposed to click on? I only have $5 in my pocket, right? What tags am I popping here, right? So like, I think this change is really, really good for the game. I want to see more of this. You know, as a Garen player, I'm actually happy that this nerf is going through, because what is this going to do? This is going to lower Garen's win rate in low elo, which is fantastic, because the singular factor for Garen ever getting buffed or nerfed is always dependent on his win rate in low elo, right? Garen follows a common rule that Riot Games uses to buff or nerf champions. It's their pseudo-called balance framework, where if a champion has too high of a win rate, they'll nerf it. If the champion has too low of a win rate, they'll consider buffing that champion, right? But the choke point for Garen receiving any champions always exists with his low elo win rate. If Garen's got a 54% win rate in silver, it means two things. One, he's never getting buffed anytime soon. And two, he's eligible for getting nerfs. Now let's imagine a world where Garen's win rate is like 49% in diamond, but he has only like a 50% win rate in silver. Not saying that this is going to be that drastic of a change. I do think it nerfs Garen a little bit, but it's not going to nerf Garen hugely. But imagine if the gap in win rate between silver and high diamond isn't as large. What this essentially means that if Garen receives a buff because he's an eligible criteria to get buffed, it's more likely that that buff is going to have a more substantial number, which could in turn impact his performance in high elo. So in short, this is a good thing, guys. Do not look at this as a bad thing. Will there be a 1% scenario where somebody is just playing the game drunk and this change essentially changes fate where the drunk player in Diamond, for some reason queuing up on their account, actually clicks on you compared to clicking on the minion that's next to you, and then you end up dying because this change went through. Yes, in 1 percentile of situations, yes, this nerf will affect you in high-low. But is it going to affect the vast majority of high-low Garens? No, it's not, because people, for the most part, know how to click. Unless you're a Garen main, because Garen mains apparently have no hands, no eyeballs, yeah, no limbs. We just breathe and the game just plays itself. So unless you're a Garen main, that's the only exception I can really throw out there. But yeah, this is the best nerf ever. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think about this nerf? Please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next Garen nerf video, which will probably be 2027 or something like that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for stopping by, and Damasia, baby. See you guys next video.